So in this video, i-discuss ko naman yung mga mechanisms of elimination reactions in alkyl halides. So, kung sa substitution reaction, your reagent acts as a nucleophile, sa elimination reactions, your reagent acts like a base. So, ano ibig sabihin nun kapag base? Then, the reagent will abstract hydrogen, okay, through a Bronsted-Lowry acid-base reaction. So, meron kang donation ng H plus from your substrate, tapos meron kang acceptance naman ng H plus on the side of your reagents. So, sa mechanism ng ating elimination reaction, kapag bimolecular, simultaneous yung pag-abstract ng hydrogen sa pag-form ng iyong pi bond or double bond at sa pag-alis naman ng iyong leaving group. So, kapag umalis yung leaving group, okay, na-form yung double bond from the carbon-hydrogen bond right here, tapos na-form naman yung water, kasi ito ay hydroxide, tapos ito ay H+, so naging water na yan, magpo-form ka ng alkene na product plus yung water na byproduct of the elimination reaction. Okay? So, sa unimolecular mechanism naman, magpo-form ka muna ng carbocation kasi aalis muna yung iyong leaving group. So, the carbocation will be there, tapos yung iyong reagent, imbis na umatak siya doon, tulad ng isang typical na substitution reaction, mag-act siya as a base. Okay? So, pag nag-act siya as a base, yung adjacent na hydrogen yung aatakihin niya. Okay? So, kukunin niya yan. Tapos, yung carbon-hydrogen bond right here, madodonate siya dito para mag-form siya ng pi bond. So, meron ka ding water dyan na byproduct. Okay? So, here we have some factors that affect the mechanism of our elimination reactions. So, kapareho lang yung rationale niya dun sa mga effects ng mga factors na to sa substitution reactions. Okay? So, for example, if you want an E1 reaction for the solvent effect, strongly polar protic solvents dapat ang gagamitin mo. Kasi polar protic solvents can stabilize both the cation or the carbocation intermediate and the anion brought about by the leaving group. So, nagpo-produce ka kasi ng halide tsaka carbocation dun sa E1 mechanism. So, kailangan mong ma-stabilize yung mga ions na yun. Okay? For E2 naman, you need a polar aprotic or non-polar solvent. So, polar aprotic solvents can stabilize the cation kasi meron silang H-bond acceptors. Pero wala silang H-bond donors. Okay? Tapos yung mga polar compounds naman na weakly polar, hindi nila masyadong na-stabilize yung mga ions sa solution. Lalo na kapag non-polar. So, E2 mechanism yung preferred dito. Kasi sa E2 mechanism, wala ka namang napoproduce na ions. Okay? For the stereochemistry, products of E1 reaction depend on the size of the reagent during the reaction. So, kung masyadong malaki or masyadong maliit yung base na ginamit mo, doon magdedepende yung magiging product ng reaction mo. However, some literature suggests that Zaitsev's rule ang sinusunod mostly ng mga E1 reaction. So, sa mga exceptional cases lang na susunod ang Hoffman rules. So, yung Zaitsev's rule, it states that the more substituted alkene is the more or the major product of your reaction. Okay? The less substituted alkene naman kapag Hoffman. So, i-discuss ko to in detail sa susunod na slide. Okay? For E2 reactions naman, the stereochemistry is anti-periplanar. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin ng anti-periplanar? So as you can see here, for the E2 reaction, simultaneous yung attack ng base dito sa hydrogen, okay? Tapos yung bond na to mapupunta dito sa carbon-carbon bond na to para maging pi bond. Tapos re-remove ka din ng leaving group. So the leaving group will leave, okay, with the electron pair. Tapos yung bond na to, okay? So let's clean up. Okay, yung bond na to magiging pi bond, tapos yung base atakin niya or i-abstract niya yung hydrogen. Simultaneous yan. The stereochemistry of this mechanism must be anti-periplanar for it to work. Okay? Theoretically, yung kanyang transition state, ganito yung itsura. Okay? So, anti-periplanar meaning yung dihedral angle between the hydrogen that is about to be abstracted tsaka yung leaving group, dapat sila ay 180 degrees. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin ng 180 degree dihedral angle? So, if you convert this into a Newman projection, this is the BR, this is the H. This is the 180 degree dihedral angle. Okay? Ito yung dihedral angle na 180 degrees. Okay? So, ganyan dapat yung stereochemistry niya kapag E2 ang mechanism. Okay? So, either Zaitsev or Hoffman rules are followed. Depende sa kanyang base. Okay? So, sa size ng base yan. Pag masyado malaki yung base, okay, Hoffman rule yon. Kasi the more or the less substituted alkene is the major product doon. Pag naman medyo maliit lang yung base, Zaitsev's rule. The more substituted alkene will be your major product. Okay? For the hyperconjugation, of course, tertiary carbocations are the more stable. So, mas mabilis ang E1 mechanism kapag tertiary iyong alkyl halide kasi magli-leave agad yung leaving group doon at stable naman yung iiwanan niya ang carbocation. For the E2 reaction, okay, pinakamabilis ang E2 kapag primary alkyl halide, okay? Kasi mas exposed agad yung alkyl halide sa reaction. So, sa E2 mechanism kasi, kailangan mas free yung iyong mga alkyl halide para mas mababa yung energy ng iyong transition state. At yung interaction or yung mga gauge interaction, yung mga dihedral angles na madaling ma-attain kasi kapag primary alkyl halide ka, mga hydrogens lang yung kasama. So, yung rotation nun, mas flexible. Okay? So, that is for the effects of these three factors sa mechanism ng iyong elimination reaction. So, let's now proceed to the stability of substituted alkenes. Okay? So, paano natin mako-compare yung mga stabilities ng mga alkenes na yan? Isa-subject natin sila sa iisang common reaction. So, that is hydrogenation. Okay? So, kapag hinhydrogenate natin yung alkene, magpo-produce siya ng alkane kasi malalagyan na siya ng hydrogen. Okay? This is catalytic hydrogenation. And then, magpo-produce siya ng heat. Okay? This particular heat is called the heat of hydrogenation. Tapos, i-compare natin yung mga heats of hydrogenation ng iba't ibang substituted alkenes. Okay? So, as you can see here, from ethylene, 1-propene. So, nagkakaroon na siya ng increased substitution. So, ito ay ethene lang. Okay? So, drawing ko yung structure. Ethene, ganyan lang siya. Okay? Puro hydrogens yan. 1-propene ay may CH3 na. Okay? Cis-2-butene. Okay? Kapag cis, we know that to be same side or same orientation. Okay? With respect to the common plane. So, pareho sila na nakataas or nakababa. Pwede rin. Kapag trans naman, opposite. Okay? Ganyan. So, 2-methyl-2-butene. Okay? So, this is butene. Dapat. So, the 2-methyl-2-butene, okay, is like this. Okay? Tatlo na yung parang substituents niya, quote-unquote. So, 2,3-dimethyl-2-butane. So, dapat ito ay butene pa din. Okay? So, ganyan na yung itsura niya. Okay? So, nag-i-increase yung substitution with respect to the double bond. Tapos, ang nangyayari dun sa heats of hydrogenation, bumababa. Okay? So, this particular trend, okay, is indicative of the stability of the more substituted alkene. So, kapag nag-i-increase yung substitution sa alkene, nag-i-increase din yung kanyang stability. This is the observation that is the basis for the Zaitsev's rule. So, Zaitsev's rule states that in elimination reactions, the more substituted alkenes are the major products. Okay? Or the more substituted alkenes are the more stable products. Okay? Kaya sila yung nagiging major products ng reaction. Okay? So, from the results of the experiment, we can now arrange alkenes in order of increasing stability. So, syempre, least stable yung unsubstituted alkene or the ethene, followed by a monosubstituted alkene, okay? Followed by a disubstituted alkene with respect to the line perpendicular to the double bond. Then, the cis substituted, okay? Disubstituted alkene yan. The cis, ibig sabihin, they are on the same side with respect to this line, okay? That is coincidental with the double bond. Followed by the trans substituted alkene, okay? So, yung kanyang notable substituent ay opposites with respect to the same line, yung line coincidental with the double bond. Then, we have the tri-substituted alkene, and finally, the fully substituted or the tetra-substituted alkene. So, some notes. Zaitsev's rule can be applied given the following conditions. The base used in the elimination reaction is not stereochemically hindered. So, ano ibig sabihin niyan? Ang usual na ginagamit nating base ay OH. So, this is a small base. It can attain a Zaitsev product. Okay? So, kapag ka nag-react ka with an OH tapos may heat and the process underwent an elimination reaction, magkakaroon tayo ng Zaitsev product. Okay? However, may mga base na tulad nito. This is a tert butoxide. So, usually it is in sodium form, sodium tert butoxide or Na plus O minus tert butoxide. Okay? So, ganyan yung kanyang abbreviation kapag sa reagents. Okay? This sodium tert butoxide is very hindered. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Malaki yung kanyang substituent. So, kapag mag-elimination reaction, hindi siya makakapasok masyado dun sa substrate nyo. Hindi niya ma-abstract yung mga hydrogen na nasa more substituted carbons. So, ang napoproduce nyo dyan, hindi yung more substituted na alkenes. Usually, ang napoproduce nyo kapag ganito yung base ay yung less substituted alkenes. Okay? So, ang nangyayari, nagiging baliktad yung trend kapag ka more hindered yung inyong base. So, ang tawag dun sa rule na yon ay Hofmann. Okay? So, ang Hofmann rule, dito lang naman siya mostly nakadepend sa stereochemistry ng iyong base. Less substituted alkene ang napoproduce because of the sterically hindered base. Okay? So, some other notes dun sa Zaitsev's rule. Number 2, the elimination reaction kinetics is unimolecular. Sa Hofmann rule, bimolecular usually yung nagiging mechanism dito. Sa unimolecular mechanism kasi meron ka ng carbocation. So, mas madali nang mag-approach ang iyong mga base kapag ka meron kang cation. Okay? Yung cation na yung bahalang mag-attract ng negative charge. Tapos yung base na yung bahalang mag-decide kung ano yung i-attack niya. Based on the Zaitsev's rule, usually. Okay? Finally, the reaction is thermodynamically controlled. Hoffman products are kinetically controlled. Okay? Zaitsev products are thermodynamically controlled kasi usually they are attained through an E1 mechanism. E1 reactions are thermodynamically controlled chemical reactions or mechanisms kasi nagpo-produce sila ng intermediates na pwede pang mag-stabilize. Okay? So this is for the stability of substituted alkenes. So now we have some sample problems. So ang gagawin lang natin, ipipredict natin yung elimination products ng mga reactions. Okay? So since elimination products, alam natin na alkenes na agad yung magiging products nito. Okay? So we have for number 1, 2-bromo-3-methylbutane. Okay? Lalagyan natin ng sodium hydroxide with heat. So mag-undergo siya ng elimination reaction. Okay? So ano kaya yung magiging elimination product niya? Tingnan natin yung base. So yung base ay hindi sterically hindered, may heat, so mayroon tayong thermodynamic control. Ano kaya yung mga possible alkenes na pwede natin ma-form? So, tingnan natin yung mga katabing hydrogens nitong compound na to. Meron ditong hydrogen, okay, and meron dito sa tertiary carbon. So, kapag ito yung inabstract mong hydrogen, magpo-produce ka ng alkene na nandun. Okay? Dito naka-attach. Okay, nandyan. However, kapag dito naman sa kabila, ang mapoproduce mong alkene ay yung mas substituted. Yun nandito. So, Zaitsev's rule, okay, kailangan natin ng mas substituted na alkene product because of the conditions of the reaction. So, ang magiging product natin dyan ay ganyan. Okay? So, nawala na yung Br minus. Okay? So, next is the same reactant pero hindered naman yung base. So, yung isang possibility, dito na siya. Okay? So, this is the least or the less substituted alkene product. So, this is the Zaitsev and this is the Hoffman product. Okay? So, for the next problem, again, meron tayong base, heat, hindi hindered ang ating base. So, meron tayong dalawang choice. Pwede tayong mag-form ng alkene dito. Okay? At pwede rin tayong mag-form ng alkene dito. Pareho lang naman yan dito. Okay? So, the more substituted alkene, of course, is yung nandito. So, we'll write the product of the reaction. Yan yung kanyang Zaitsev product. So, for number 4, hindered yung ating base. So, the less substituted alkene will be our product. Okay? So, madali lang naman mag-decide kung ano ang magiging product ng reaction. Titignan nyo lang yung inyong base. Okay? So, here we have another set of problems. So, in each item, predict the product or products, okay, and mechanism, kung substitution ba siya or elimination, unimolecular or bimolecular, for the following reactions. So, for number 1, we have bromocyclohexane. Nilagyan natin siya ng sodium methoxide. So, sodium methoxide is basic, so it suggests an elimination reaction. Okay? And we have a solvent, which suggests a unimolecular mechanism. So, the temperature suggests a substitution reaction. Pero ang priority natin ay reagent over condition. So, unahin nyo laging tingnan muna yung reagent. Kung ang reagent nyo ay more basic than nucleophilic, the reaction of that reagent will be basic. Okay? Kung basic ang kanyang character, elimination yung reaction, regardless of the conditions. So, magiging low yield lang yung product. Pero the major product is still an elimination product. Okay? So, we will write the elimination product, which is the cyclohexene. Okay? So, for number 2, we have the same substrate, okay, bromocyclohexane. Nireact naman natin siya sa isang hindered base. Okay? So, meron din siyang ditong solvent na polar protic, so unimolecular. Okay? By the way, yung ating cyclohexane ay nag-undergo ng E1 mechanism. So, polar protic sa number 2, yung ating solvent. So, this suggests an E1 mechanism. Although weakly protic siya, okay, kasi nakikita nyo malaki na yung kanyang non-polar substituents. So, nagiging weakly polar protic na siya. Malapit na siyang maging non-polar, kumbaga. Okay? So, heat suggests an elimination process. Okay? So, this still produces the same alkene. So, E1 pa rin yung kanyang mechanism. So, for number 3, we have a solvent that or an reagent that is more nucleophilic than basic. So, this suggests a substitution reaction. So, nasa ether siya, which means bimolecular mechanism. Okay? Heat suggests an elimination process pero more nucleophilic than basic yung ating reagent. So, substitution reaction yung mangyayari. So, we have this particular product. Okay? So, the reaction mechanism is SN2. Okay? So, SN2 kasi polar aprotic yung ating solvent. So, ang nangyari dyan, hindi magiging stable yung ating carbocation and yung anion, which is the iodide, tsaka yung leaving group na bromide. Okay? So, for number 4, this particular substrate, so that's 1-bromo 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. Okay? Nag-react siya sa aqueous NaOH at room temperature. So, NaOH, okay, yung hydroxide dyan, is a small base. So, hydroxide is more basic than nucleophilic. However, pwede tayong mag-produce ng substitution products kasi meron tayong water. So, magkakaroon ka ng mixture of substitution and elimination. However, yung iyong reaction condition suggests substitution reactions. So, most probably, this is a substitution product. Okay? Ang magiging product nyo dyan ay alcohol. Okay? So, kahit more basic than nucleophilic yung OH, maliit siya, and it usually acts both ways. Hindi naman siya basic lang and nucleophilic lang. Hindi siya tulad ng mga alkoxides. Hydroxides can act as nucleophiles too. Okay? So, given the other reaction conditions like the presence of water, at saka yung low temperature, substitution yung reaction. Since water yung inyong environment, this is a polar protic solvent which suggests a unimolecular mechanism. So this is an SN1 reaction. Okay, so for number 5, we have the same substrate pero this time, we reacted it with concentrated NaOH and heat. So dito, magwo-work na yung elimination mechanism or yung pagiging basic ng NaOH natin. Kasi meron ng heat, okay? Heat promotes elimination, okay? Concentrated NaOH meaning tubig pa rin naman yung ating solvent dito. So, it promotes a unimolecular mechanism. So, yung NaOH dito, okay, it will now act as a base. Dahil kapag mas mataas na yung temperature, okay, favored na yung mga high energy transition states. So, yung antipericplanar E2 transition state natin, favored na siya at this particular condition. So, ang magiging product natin ay alkene. Pero not just an alkene, a Zaitsev alkene. Kasi this particular base is not hindered. Okay? And it is in the E1 mechanism. Okay? So, it follows the Zaitsev's rule. Okay? So, for the next videos, I'll discuss alkenes and alkynes. So, see you next video.